Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlotta Chat with Show. Okay, small show today. Okay, for real, it's gonna be a small show. I forgot to talk about. Y'all reminded me that I forgot to talk about Devon Franklin the other day, and I am gonna get on that. I'm definitely gonna get on that today. I'm gonna have I have a few more hot topics I'm gonna discuss, but definitely uh uh will Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me see. It's something here. Hold on. Something here. I'm trying to get a story. Hold on, you guys. It's a story I wanted to put up for you guys. Okay, so put up for you guys so I can make sure y'all see it because I just saw this. Somebody just sent it to me. All right. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get. I'm gonna have a short show today. Okay, day. Where am I at? How many days am I out from Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite cruise? Okay, I'm in a better mood today. I feel good today. Let me. Am I about to give TMI? Here's too much information. I went today and had my sugaring wax done. Whoa, I haven't had one done in a long time. Shit. Okay, shit. I'm not one of those girls. I went today and it was so fun. I met the one of the dopest young females ever. She was just so cool. Me and her talked. I was like, okay. She's like convincing me how I got to do this over and over. Can I tell you? I did the numbing agent. Some men are out there going, what? Okay, ladies, you know what I'm talking about. I did the Brazilian thing, Brazilian wax, and I did the numbing thing. And she was laughing. She told me she thought it was just a placebo. It's hilarious. We were cracking up. But I did not. It really was good. I barely felt anything. And I would suggest sugaring over waxing any day. The first time I had a wax, I think I think my soul jumped out and ran around the table and jumped back in me. And then when I had the next couple of times I had sugaring done, and it was still, but it wasn't, I was like, shit. But this time I did it with the numbing. Oh my God. Oh. My girlfriend was like, you are so fucking silly. Don't you get on the air telling people about you having. I said, yes, why not? It was such an experience. I had fun. I was scared of shit though. You go there, you're like, oh God, be gentle. But I had to. I am not. You know what? I listen. Yeah, no, I hadn't had it done in. Yes, it's been a minute. Okay, shit. Don't talk about me. Don't laugh. Okay, I know it's something regular you girls do nowadays. Gen X. I talk to all my friends, like Gen X Black women, and I don't know. There's some Black women I know out here that do this regularly, but a lot of us that I know, we don't. They were like, you good? I said, yeah. In case I go, I decide to go swimming or something. They said, bitch, you can't swim. My friends are terrible. Bitch, you can't swim. What are you doing? I'm like, so I can look cute, at least in whatever I have on, if it's a cover. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? What am I doing? They think it's hilarious. They think I'm hilarious. One of my good friends called me the other night from Florida, and she said, let me just say something to you, bitch. That's what she said. You are, how much how much how much money are we spending on Max? I recognize I'm one of his many sugar mamas. I'm okay with it. I have come to accept who I am at this point in the game. And you're right, she's like, what? She listened to me telling you crazy as hell. I'm like, yeah, but guess listen. Being a sugar mama, you always should have, a sugar. If you got a sugar mama, you need to have a sugar baby that's gonna show you a good time, right? Maxwell shows me a good time. I get to go to his cruise. He has a good concert. He got other artists. When I go to his concerts in different cities, it's always a good time. I meet friends. You know what I'm saying? My sugar baby shows me a good time. Y'all leave me alone. Don't criticize me. Let me be a sugar mama. And my bestie, one of my bestie, so one of my favorite people is my nail tech. Right, she's my girl. That's my girl. We've been knowing each other for like 15 years. Okay, as long as I lived in Texas, and she like you go to see because she always laughed. She called him my boyfriend. This your boyfriend. This your boy. That's it. No, it's my favorite saying. Boyfriend. We make your neck cute for a boyfriend. That's my girl, though. That's my. Let me tell you, that's my that that girl right there. That's my heart. Okay, that me with these. I love my. I love, and we friends. Like like when you go to your nail tech and you not friend. Nah, baby, we friends. We Christmas. We be hitting each other. We talk to each other. We talk about different stuff. We hit each other. We text each other. That's my girl. Okay, but yeah, what a dopest girls women I know. Well, she cracked me up. The boyfriend. I told her no. Now we're gonna call him Sugar Baby. That's my sugar baby. I started to get a shirt made, for the team day that said Team Maxwell, Sugar Mama on the back of it. I was gonna do it, and I said, "Dang, I don't know if it get here in time." Because really, I'm so girls. If you're gonna be a sugar mama, here's the rules. Make sure that your sugar baby shows you a good time. Okay, that is worth it in the. Okay, so Chris like, girl, cruise, how much you fitting on this cruise? I said, I saved a long time. You know what I'm saying? Ain't you working? Don't you supposed to be going to school? Yes. Like punishing me, like I'm like, oh God, I need a break in between. Didn't you just see him? Yes. Didn't you just see that man in like a couple of months ago? I'm it's more people on the cruise. Let me say this to all my friends who listen. It's more people on the cruise than Maxwell. Leave me alone. They're enjoying this. They enjoy this. I assume there will be another intervention come spring. I'm feeling my friends are going to give me another intervention after I come back bragging on the cruise. Which I can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm trying to stay in a good mood, like not let stuff tear me down. Like I got a relative that was getting ready to call me with some bullshit, and I was like, oh, nope, 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 nope. I'm trying to keep my spirit up and be excited so I can meet the energy with excitement. And you know what I found? Let me just say this to y'all. Let me just say this to y'all. I am trying to learn, be a better manifester for myself, and just be a better person that draws certain things in. And so I've been trying to be really open to adventure because sometimes, I'm still at heart a very shy girl. I'm a shy, really, and it really comes. I was shy when I was a kid. I've always I'm really an introvert. I really am. I know it's hard for the people who listen on the show to be like, really? No, really, I'm very much introverted. So I'm trying to be open to adventures at this stage in my life and adventures, independently of other people, just in trying to really, just to get out of my own personal fear. So I'm trying to stay open to good things happening, because what happens to me, I've been noticing, right? When I have certain energy, I mean, like at the holidays, let me tell you, this year was so dope. I had one of the best holidays ever. And I really planned them. I planned. I was so intentional about how I was gonna deal with certain things at home, how I was gonna, deal with my grandparents, and and we always we do Christmases together, and it was so fun. Let me just tell you, I just was staying open to new stuff, and I was so proud of my grandparents because this year we did like these painting of Christmas trees, right? Oh, they loved it. So, we had a ball. Listen, let me tell you. So, we had a good time, good food. It was so fun. It was so many new things. I was just so open. Then my besties, we did Christmas trees, painting Christmas trees with my bestie, my best girlfriend. I just really have a good time. I really just try to stay open. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm very close. I can be very close. Like I'll say no to certain things. Like one friend was trying to get me to go out to something. I was like, nope. But I'm trying to stay open. I'm trying to stay open. I am so, and especially for this cruise, I'm really trying to. Like one of my friends told me, he said, "Girl, have a few drinks. Maybe you should get that drink package." Because bitch, you been up here. See what she not like my friend from last night. She's a wild one. So she's like, girl, shit, that's your vacation. I'm like, I don't think that. Now, girl, have a tequila on me. I bought you. I send you. I'm cash apping you a tequila, buddy. Have a good ass time. So she's like, she loves the opening up of me because usually from the time I've been a young girl, I was always very vigilant about myself. I have always been a vigilant and maybe too vigilant sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I recognize that now in the new year, in the older years, how vigilant I was. I was like, wow, like, yeah, I was so vigilant as I had fun teenagers, but I was vigilant, about which was a good thing. But now I'm trying to open up to new adventures and stuff, and I'm trying to open up to good things happening to me because when you're open to good things, your frequency's high and stuff. So many great things happen. Like, I always buy lottery tickets when my frequency's high. I've been winning lottery tickets the last like month at like little tickets, little, not big money. Don't come trying to rob me. And I ain't got no big money. No, little money. And I have a family member though, who be playing that lottery. Let me tell you something about this particular family member. They win all the time, little stuff like the boxes. But they got, you know why? Let me tell you why. They don't care. Like they play it for fun. They ain't trying to look for no money. They just having a good time. They just energetically that comes to them. They're energetically like that naturally. Energetically, they naturally have all these great things happen to them. So they always say when your frequency's high, do a lot of stuff. So I've been doing that. Child, yeah. So just for like little when my frequency high, doing things, people been offering me, people are offering me some. Oh no, I'll do that for you. Don't worry. I've been like, wow. And I like if you like, it's something about your frequency. This is y'all. It's a word today. I'm gonna let this be out. It's a word. It's something about when your frequency is high, when you're open to good things happening to you, when you're expecting good things to happen to you, that great things happen to you. I always get all kind of fun manifestation. Like God blesses me when I'm there. Like I have so many great things come in for me. Even I always tell people, like I talked to y'all yesterday about, I always talk to y'all about my breast cancer journey. And even with breast cancer, my journey was God had so many wonderful things around me during that time, like an air of protection. I know that everybody doesn't have the same experience, but it was, I had, and God knows what I needed, because I was scared, child. And, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was scared for a minute, but then I trusted God. I did. God had given me dreams, everything He gave my family. Listen, I knew God was gonna work it out. But here's the thing: when your frequency, when you just tap into that part of yourself, when you tap into so many great things happen for you. And so I'm trying to be open next week for great things to happen to me. You know what I'm saying? Great things to happen to me and for me. Like I remember I went into one shop. I was going somewhere. I went somewhere years ago to get, what was it? And this happens to me often too. I get to talking to the people behind the counter and stuff like that. And people always give me discounts, free things. I'm telling you, when you expect blessings, people bless you. People are like, oh, you know what? I got a coupon. Girl, we can use that coupon. I'm like, oh, girl, use coupon. So I'm expecting, I'm just like, I expect great things. I'm open to expectation. You know what I'm saying? Like, open to great things happening for me, anticipating great things for this adventure for me. So I'm trying not to hear any bad things. I'm trying to keep myself encouraged. And where I get a little bit discouraged too is because I'll be like, I'll be like, what do I wear? What do I not wear? What do I do? What do I do? And so I'm trying this time to confront the insecurities in me that has to, because I'm a dresser, but to confront the insecurities inside of me that likes to, be a certain way. Let me tell y'all, sidebar though. Today, okay, for Caribbean night, I got this plan for this outfit. I gotta go to my guy today to get my stuff sold up, make sure he can get it done in time. And I think he can. But I got this outfit for Caribbean night, right? But today I got this beautiful headpiece for Caribbean night. I said, but you might be too cute for this cruise. What? This headpiece is fire. And listen, what they sent it to me in is this cute little box. Amazon. I got it from Amazon. I got it from Abby. I think it's Abby Home or something like that. I forget who makes them. Oh my God, the box is so neat. You open it up. It's got a little saying, like a quote on it. And oh my God, you take out this beautiful headpiece. Because, Caribbean night, I feel like you should be, I'm doing a solid color, but, and it has a more of an island look, this outfit. Yeah, me and my friend was talking, I'm a plus size girl, but chick, trust me, I don't tend to subscribe that plus girls should wear this or plus girls should wear that. So I try to put something on that accentuates the best parts of me. And so this one is kind of like, it's a little, sexy, because Caribbean island vibes are sexy, right? And it has this beautiful headpiece. That's just, I can't wait. I'm scared to wear it. I'm scared. I'm like, am I going to stand out too much? I think I'm the sun. I'm Leo. I'm a Leo ascendant. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait to wear it. It is so cute. I'll have to see how my roommate reacts. How she's gonna think? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I'm excited about that. I got that headpiece. It is so beautiful. So it just made my mood even higher. So I got my waxing, not my waxing, my sugaring, and my, y'all like TMI. And my headpiece came. It's so cute. Now I gotta go get my clothes on my white outfit from White Night I told y'all about. Baby. Now I'm trying to decide for White Night. I have two different ideas for necklaces, One is a scorpion necklace. I always like to represent. I don't know if I should do scorpion or our architect, who we really are. We're not really just, do you guys know, sidebar, y'all know I love to talk about my astrology. Do you know that we Scorpios are really just not Scorpios? That our highest form is the Phoenix. We're really Phoenixes, right? Scorpio is in our lowest form, right? And our middle form is Eagle. And then we're supposed to transform into Phoenixes. So I'm wondering, should I wear a Phoenix? Like, should I get a Phoenix-like type of necklace? Should I do Scorpio? Oh, yeah, because Scorpio, I like to say things. My Scorpio. Do I want to be in Scorpio or bring some darkness with that purity? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm having all white, so I need to bring some, darkness with the purity. I don't know. I'm trying to decide here, okay? But yeah, so I'm trying to decide. I'm going to do this. I don't know. And then, I went to go shop because I love Vans tennis shoes. I like all, y'all know I'm a Nike girl, but I love Vans too. So I went to go buy me some Vans the other day. I didn't buy me any Vans. My brother-in-law, because this is my birthday. He missed my birthday at Christmas because everybody, it was a lot going on then. So he gave me a gift, and he brought. I was like, thank you, thank you, brother-in-law, thank you so much. But it was they're really nice. I have some nice little bit, so I didn't have to spend any money. And I went shopping and did that. I was like, oh yeah. And I got the cutest little shoes. And I'm trying to decide, do I need to put them in on my trip? Listen, let me tell you how I'm packing on my trip. I'm trying to wear get all light shoes so I can have a variety. I tricked myself and I bought this neat bag from Amazon. Gosh, I need to start advertising for Amazon. Let me tell you, I brought this neat ass fucking bag from Amazon. And it's like a duffel bag. It's a small little duffel bag. But listen, bitches, okay, if you a shoe girl, you're gonna love this fucking duffel bag. I mean, you can't carry like big ass tennis shoes or nothing in it. But like if you a sandal girl and stuff like that, like I'm, sandals and stuff. I can't wait so I can wear some sandals and stuff. So like this bag has a bottom zipper for shoes, like a whole thing for shoe. I've been able to get like 3 pair of flats in there. It is dope. I cannot even tell y'all. I gotta tell y'all who the brand of this bag is. It's so dope. I don't even know what I was like. Yo, like this. It's great. So I'm out excited for my trip, as y'all can see. I'm totally excited. Totally can't wait to see the Isley brothers. I can't wait to put on my 70s girl outfit, baby. I'm ready. 70s is my decade. That's the decade I was born in. But I love to say, I always felt like I should have, lived during the 70s. And I lived during the 70s, but I always felt like maybe was I supposed to be a teenager during the 70s? I always tell my mother, because I always be messing with my mama. I'd be like, girl, if I was born in your time, I would have been at Studio 54. She said, I know. I would have been all up where the Decadence was at. I would have been kicking it in the 70s. But yeah, but like she didn't, child. But she definitely had a good ass time. But that's how I got here. But yeah, so but yeah, so the 70s is my shit. I can't wait to put on like my 70s outfit. I really hope that they participate. I know probably the Isley brothers are, but Maxwell participate. I hope if somebody knows Maxwell, tell Maxwell they should participate in the 70s. You're doing the thing now. You should have on something 70s. But Maxwell may come out in the Hugh Hefner robe. Oh God, can I see the Hugh Hefner robe in person? I never got to see the Hugh Hefner robe in person. He only had it 1 year. He didn't have it last year for some reason. But we had this the Hugh Hefner robe when the first year? I said, oh, that means we knocking them down. We put it at Hugh Hefner robe. We were, boop, boop, boop. That's Playboy status. He did. He had on, I don't know if it looked like a Hugh Hefner robe to me the first year. I'm a fan of the Hugh Hefner robe. Bring back the Hugh Hefner robe. You're not gonna dress up as the 70s, and you're not gonna wear that fro. Then give me the Hugh Hefner. Give me the Hugh Hefner robe. Let me see the Hugh Hefner robe. I want to see that shit in person so bad. I kept thinking, what? Because a lot of my friends went to the first one. I mean, with a lot of people from my Maxwell crew, people went to the first thing, and they were sending videos and stuff. And some of them sent videos to me directly, and I was like, "Oh, look at this! Oh, okay, it's like that." So I would love to see that this year. Now, what I've learned is it's not a Cinderella ball. I'm so fucking shocked. Listen, let me tell you why I'm so. You know why I think it's not a Cinderella ball? I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people tell me it's a lot of couples is mixed. The reason it's not a Cinderella ball because it's kind of expensive. Okay, a lot of single girls, you probably are not like it's probably hot. There's some single girls but they may not all know about it. And then Max is not out there enough as a single guy that really shows up. You know what I'm saying? Like that. He shows up like that. I don't know why it's not been a Cinderella. I thought it was going to be Cinderella, but it hasn't been a Cinderella ball. That's what my friends told me it hasn't been. I was like, wow, shit. Oh, man. So it's going to be interesting to get to see this cruise. I'm very excited. I'm pretty excited. Yeah. My friend laughed at me because I told her I bought she's like, what have you bought so far? I said, I'm thinking about a massage because I'm thinking about, I'm a girl who likes a massage. I told her I'm thinking about it. She's like, oh God. But listen, I told her, this is my friend who cruises all the time. I said, I really am I did buy one of the picture package. She said, bitch, please. She thought that was the most ridiculous thing. I'm like, well, it's my first time. Why wouldn't I want to work on a board picture? I mean, really? Like, you don't need that. Take a picture of yourself getting on a cruise, and then you can just, you can put your own stuff. Oh, she's so cheap. I'm cheap too, but I'm not cheap. I'm not. I'm cheap. I'm not. I won't say cheap. That's not a good word to describe me because that's not it. I look for the deals, but this time I didn't. I was like, no. Why would I not have the picture? She's so mad at me for taking a picture. You know what you could have. You didn't have to do that. Well, I have the picture. I did the picture package. Like I did the cheapest one. I felt like I should have went up one though, because I like pictures. But whatever. Okay. She's like, oh please, nobody does that. So I'm like a little disappointed. What about a drink package? But okay, listen, I'm not. But that's the one who likes to drink. Tell me you have a tequila on her. She'll cash at me money for a tequila. Okay, it should be fun. It will be fun. I'm excited. Okay. So as y'all can tell, all right. All right. So let's get into this hot topic because I ain't gonna be on here long today for real. I'm not. I'm not. Okay. So let's start talking about the first hot topics that I want to talk to y'all about. I'm not gonna go into Devon and them yet. Okay. So we need to. Okay. Um, okay, I thought I just had up here some stuff I don't be thinking get to you. I'll be putting up y'all, and then I like it will not be up as fast as I. Okay, hold on, let me see where it went to, child. I hope it didn't go on the wrong thing. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I saw something today, and let me say, does it show? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I have to. Okay. Sometimes I have to pull um a certain thing up. Okay. I think we have it. Okay. So today I saw a discussion on a podcast about being disciplined and being plus size. And it says you cannot be a baddie and be fat. Okay. I don't know about that. I have seen some plus size girls run the fucking gamut on people. No, seriously. No. Let me tell you who's a baddie and she plus size. Okay. And I'm not talking about a baddie in the way you girls think it's a baddie, because I think you guys think baddie is just body and you sexually attractive. A lot of you girls is disciplined on the outside, but you ain't got no discipline on the inside. But this is another story. We about to play this person in a minute. But let me tell you who's a bad. Now I'm gonna save it. First, I'm gonna let y'all hear this little discussion, okay? And then we'll talk about it here. Okay, you guys, let me tell you something. If I cut off, because I see this is acting out, I'm scared that my stream viewer is getting ready to act out with y'all. And we may have to come back to this. Okay, no, we don't. Oh, good. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this. Let me show y'all what this is here. It's a little. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Okay. See if we can pull it up. This. Okay, this is from Malik Brown, and it's on episode, a podcast called Nothing But the Truth. The podcast is fair use here, fair use everybody, and but we're gonna play a little bit of it here. Uh, okay, you guys are not seeing it. Uh-huh.
So I said to say you should have discipline. So
I see that you in shape. How important is it for a woman to stay up on her appearance?
10 out of 10. Like at all times, a woman should be in shape. I personally feel like.
So can you be fat and be bad?
No.
Can you elaborate on that for me, please?
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of BBWs I don't even understand that term, but we got a lot of plus size
I don't think
women.
you can be bad and not be disciplined.
Ooh, well, keep going. Elaborate.
So I said to say you should have discipline. So you should know, like, okay, I need to eat right. My money needs to be right. My hair needs to be right. Like, we're women. You know what I mean? Like, everything should be right on a woman.
So you can't be bad and be broken. You damn sure can't be bad and be fat.
No.
Man, this is the Nothing But the Truth live podcast.
Okay, so I think a lot of these kids are simpletons today. They're such simple motherfuckers, really, to be honest with you. Some of them, what they have been perceiving has. Can I just say there's some plus size women I know that may have struggled in their weight. That may be their struggle, because I bet she got a struggle. You just don't know what it is. Because you look good on the outside and everything like that. But what is your struggle? Where do you struggle at being disciplined at? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times what these girls talking about weight and stuff like that. Let me tell you what I found out. A lot of them use different things. A lot of them are they've got a lot of things going on. Besides, they spend a lot of time in that gym, but they don't spend a lot of time on disciplining their personality. They got nasty. I'm not saying this for this young lady. I don't know her. But a lot of times people got nasty attitudes. They're not disciplined in certain other areas of their lives. And they think outer appearance means everything. Outer appearance is important. The Bible says, I love it. The Bible says God judges but looks on the heart, but man judges by the outside, the appearance. Okay. So it's very important to keep your looks up. But I know some fat girls who discipline. They just not maybe have a struggle in their weight. And a lot of times the struggle with weight depends on what size and the weight. Sometimes their weight does not come from eating. Their weight comes, see, that's what you little bitches better get ready for. Weight comes on you sometimes when you're going into menopause. Sometimes weight comes on you when you're through depression. Sometimes uh in my menopause years, I have struggled with my weight to get it off. So I'm not a big person who I have a sweet tooth. I will say that. But I'm not a big person and I don't eat like 5 cakes. I'm not sitting there eating like 20 donuts and stuff like that. That's not my thing. But I might like a little piece of cake or something like that or thing. But that stuff will blow me up faster than it was. It just depends on what I've learned over the years, your biological make, who you are. I've always been a girl who it's like Beyonce. Beyonce is heavily probably disciplined, probably uses a lot of stuff to keep her weight because Beyonce can naturally be thick. You can see that about her. So yes, there has to be a sense of discipline in that area, but that's not always the reason why people are plus size or the reason why people have gained weight or struggle with their weight. And so I just want to say that. And I want to say that there are some big girls who got it going on who are baddies and will run circles around your ass. Okay. So I think y'all think being a baddie is just looking certain ways and stuff like that. It's not just that. It's about who you are as a person, how you carry yourself. I mean, some of y'all, let me tell y'all really the real deal. It's just like some of these dudes, I have known because I'm a girl that I be cool with. I used to have a lot of guy friends, okay, and one of the things some of my best guy friends would always share with me different things and stuff going on in their relationships and stuff like that. We were good friends, like I'm like their little sister or something. And let me tell you, I knew guys who had beautiful girls on their arms, but they were struggling in love with a girl that was not this shit, totally in shape like the other girl, was not none of that, but they just love the other girl or whatever. Because it really ain't about you bitches. You can run around all day and run to the gym 500 times. It can help. And you got to do that for yourself to be good in yourself. But that doesn't mean that the people gonna think you're the baddest thing out here. It's really great to have your weight. Let me tell you, I have had the most coming to this weight loss rate for me. I can't wait to share with y'all what's happening with me too. I mean, the other day I was trying on clothes and I tried on something I hadn't tried on, been able to wear it in 7 years. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It feels good to lose weight. I can't lie to you. That be shit. I'm like, what? And what I started doing, I was talking to my girlfriends and she said, what are you doing? I said, packing up all my big shit. I ain't going back. And she was laughing. I was like, yo, seriously, because listen, what you can be a baddie. It's just baddie. It to me depends on. I don't know what baddie is really, but I think it's you considering what's a dope woman in society. Well, Jill Scott. I saw Jill Scott go in 2 interviews with men, and those men were looking at Jill Scott like she was they were looking at Jill Scott attractive. And Jill is beautiful. Jill is not a small girl. Jill Scott is like super beautiful. And it's just the way she talks, the way she carries herself, how she looks at them with confidence when she's talking, like she's assured in herself. There is something about that Aries. That girl, she's an Aries too. That's a motherfucking Aries for you. But it's just such a reassurance with her. If she's a baddie, bitch, I dare you to tell me Jill Scott ain't no bad. And even her songs, like I'm not the newest song out, like Touch Me or whatever. It's not the typical hit, but Jill singing it, like touch me all over, feel my body got feeling. It's so fucking sexy. And Jill is a big girl. A lot of men love Jill Scott. They don't even see her as big girl. I be talking to them like that Jill. Woo, that Jill bad. So like Jill sensual, sexual. Nah, she's sexual, bitch. Nah, Jill. Let me tell you something about Jill. Fucking, I tell people the best. You want to some. Let me tell you some of my favorite sex songs come from Jill Scott, Crown Royal. Imagine. Ah, man, I'm about to pass out. I'm just talking about it, man. That comes from a sexy soul. Bitch, she's a baddie. She'll run circus around your little ass. A baddie because of how she moves a room, how her energy when she walks in the door, her aura, whether she's small, big, whatever, she struggles. That bitch, that aura is so strong. And she ain't perfect. You know, she don't give you perfect. No, that's the bitch that coined dictum. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know Jill Scott coined dictamization. It's from the Essence magazine conversation she had with something. She was talking about being digmatized. That comes from Jill Scott. Jill Scott is such a beautiful, sexy, mature, spiritual. I don't always agree with Jill, but I love me some Jill. I love the way her aura just will wipe a room. What you could be a skinny bitch in a room, okay? Jill don't care. Jill will come in there and listen. Her aura will carry your man out of there. Because she's got, and it's not just that, and it's not just her aura. She's beautiful. Her eyes, her lips, cheekbones. Jill's a pretty girl. Jill's a beautiful girl. One of the baddest women out there. And being plus size don't change a motherfucking thing about her. She's bad all day long. Okay. And it's just her aura. Okay. And that may be her struggle and you get to see it outside, but she's still a bad girl. I just saw her in interviews. She was talking to the men. They was looking like honey was dripping from her lips. You could see how they was looking at her like, wow. And then I saw this little young boy get on. He was doing a video. He's talking about, man, I don't know. I just saw an interview with Jill Scott, and let me just say, man, can I find me a Jill Scott? He was a good looking guy on TikTok. Listen, Jill is one of those girls like that, and there are big girls everywhere with beautiful auras, beautiful spirits, beautiful minds, and you thinking because you got you skinny and you think you disciplined in one area, and you trying to dog her out and say she not a baddie. Well, you're not perfect. Well, you not. What is it that you don't do? I don't even need to be skinny to wipe some of these little girls. Let me tell you something. I be trying to rest in my aura, my sensuality. I try to learn, rest. I'm coming to this point in my life at 53. Yes, I say it with pride. Today, I told the young girl that I was doing my sugar rush. She was talking to me like she thought I was close to her age. It was funny. So I was like sitting here listening. I was like, yeah, because something. She said, oh, really? And I said, yeah. I said, because you know what? And she's like, when we go out, she was talking to me. I'm like, what? I'm laughing, right? I'm like, what? And so we're sitting there, we having this, conversation. And I kept saying to her, I said, well, you got plenty of time and everything. She said, may I ask you? She said, no, I'm not, you don't have to answer or whatever. She said, but you keep saying because you're in this and that, your time. She said, how old are you? I said, oh, I'm 53. She goes, oh my God, are you serious? And I didn't even have on no makeup today. So I was like, what? She's like, are you serious? I was like, girl, I thought the neck was giving. She's like, no, you are, I can't believe it. She could not believe I was, but it's my aura. Shit, ain't that I ain't got no signs. It's my aura is youthful. My energy is youthful. I am trying to learn this. I haven't learned it all the way yet. I'm getting there. But I have learned to I have tried to learn to ground myself in the things that are me. I'm trying to learn that in my 50s, and it's the most sexy, beautiful. I say I'm in my beautiful era. Not in my beautiful era, my beautiful, sexy era, right? Listen, Okay, I was like, man, I used to never embrace that about me. I would never, when I was younger, I used to try to like, throw off the sexy innocence. But like now I'm like, bitch, now sit in it. Sit in the fact that you could come out to certain people, you can have a certain innocent vibe, but you can also be very sexy. Sit in it. And I'm learning to be very comfortable in that, very comfortable in it, and understand that's who I am and not run from it. And so, you know what I'm saying? So I am trying. I remember I was talking to one of my astrologists and they told me, you're going to be, because you're a Lilith Scorpio, you're going to embrace your Scorpion energy more as you get older. I said, oh my God, I am doing that. I feel that. I'm in my sexy, beautiful era and I love it. And I'm not a perfect size. Shit. I was laughing because I was talking to my doctor, one of my doctors the other day, because, I don't know, if you've been listening to this show long enough, I plan to get a boob job, right? Everybody knows that because let me tell you why. Breast cancer, I was supposed to get it last year, but I'm trying to get to my ideal weight first. And so my the doctor who's doing the surgery, he's like, we want you to wait to this, this, but it's really important. Let me just tell you one of the reasons. Yes, part of it is, some of it is vanity, but the second part is because I had breast cancer and I need a reduction. I've had back issues, all kind of stuff. I need that. And I need, I need to not have, the dense breasts when you're going through breast cancer. That's part of the reason you can come from breast cancer. But I'm like, I'm embracing of like, yeah, I can't wait to have that other part of me, even though I'm having fun with who I am, but nothing about me is perfect. You know what I'm saying? And you have wonderful things out here that you can do now to enhance yourself or enhance your beauty and stuff like that. And so, yeah, for me, it's shrinking down, but, but yeah, but one of my things I try to do now, because because my booby's been through so much, baby, I will show some cleavage. I love it. I mean, like, boobs up. My family, my husband, all them, they be like, here she comes, and boobs is meeting it. The boobs is coming before her. But I always been a cleavage girl though, okay? But this is, I'm really embracing. Before, when I was younger, I used to kind of like hide, like, not no more, baby. Not this. I'm like, I figure I got to keep it sexy, even in my 90s when I get there, okay? So that's what I believe. So I don't believe your baddies are about your size. I believe it's about your aura, your spirit, man, and everything else, whatever. So I thought that was interesting, okay? Moving on to the next topic, y'all, that we're talking about. Okay, let's talk about, do y'all want me to talk about Devon Franklin yet? Oh, God. So, Devon Franklin reflects on the first time divorce crossed his mind with Megan Good and says refusing to remove thirst traps is a red flag when dating. Now, a lot of people assume that he was talking about Megan Good. I'm going to try to not assume that, but he was talking about Megan Good as far as the divorce is concerned. And I have a few things to say about this. Okay. Y'all know I talked about them on my old podcast. I talked about how he knew, and he was always, to me, he's confused. He still be preaching and don't know if he want to be a regular movie actor. Whatever. I ain't got time. But let's hear Devon, okay, and what he's got to say about his situation. Yeah. We got it.
Or not to jump. That.
Okay, let's pull this back up for y'all can see.
Into the raging water below. And I was presented with a Shakespearean dilemma. To jump or not to jump? That is the question. As I stood there pondering the question, the irony of this dilemma wasn't lost on me, because I had just asked myself a very similar question as it related to my marriage. You see, a few months prior to Costa Rica, I was faced with the question to jump or not to jump out of my marriage. Now, when I say jump, let's just be clear about what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the D word, divorce. I was struggling with the question to divorce or not to divorce. Even thinking of the question was terrifying. Even having the thought put me in a state of disbelief and absolute fear. I never thought that I would contemplate it. Better yet, I never thought that I would even do it, but now I'm at the edge of considering it. And I knew if I were to do it, it would cost me everything. It would mean acknowledging myself in many ways as a failure. It would mean the sacrifice and death of the persona of Devon Franklin, the persona that millions of people around the world had come to know and love. These dating streets are ugly. I got on one dating app. I said, Lord, bless my swipe, bless my swipe. I got on another one. I said, Jesus, take the app, please help me. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, there are more than 133.5 million people in the U.S. who identify as single. And now they could add one more to the tally. Now, I wasn't looking for marriage. I was just looking to explore and just have a good time and enjoy myself. And someone said, Devon, be careful, because these dating streets are ugly. I said, ugly? They said, ugly. They said, I don't know what you're going to do, brother. I said, me neither. But I got Jesus, a therapist, and unlimited data. So we're going to figure it out. Now, listen, y'all, I had not dated in 10 years. OK, so admittedly, I was a little rusty. So the first dating situation out of the gate, this is a true story, I got ghost fished. I was ghosted and catfished at the same time. I was talking to a woman on Snapchat for 4 or 5 months that I never saw. And then I realized, wait a minute, I haven't seen you. She didn't want to be seen. So, okay, I had to move on. All right, let me move on. Let me keep going. A thirst trap is basically a scantily clad or suggested picture someone posts with the intention of attracting attention from the opposite sex or the same sex, depending on what they're into. Now, here's the thing. This was the same thirst trap that trapped my thirst. So I was highly aware of what the trap was because it was a very effective trapper of thirst. So I said to her, I said, hey, obviously it's your page. I just have a question. Can I ask a question? That picture that you have pinned, top row, center slot, would you say that's a thirst trap? And she laughs and she says, well, yeah, it's a little thirst trappy. I said, well, you've already trapped my thirst. Are you still thirsty? Oh, man, she went quiet. Like iPhone on Do Not Disturb quiet. I just found it very interesting that I'm out here decluttering my DMs like a good boy, per her request. And meanwhile, she's got the storefront looking like buy one, slide in free. Okay, but you know how it goes in dating, right? We see a red flag, and instead of acknowledging that it's red, we squint real hard and say, that's not red, that's burgundy.
Okay, let me just say this, okay, because that's a hell of an assumption. Let me tell you, I'm a sexy woman. I consider myself sexy. I put sexy pictures up of myself all the time. I feel I'm a sexy person. You know what I'm saying? People always slide in my DMs. Do they get an answer? Hell, no. Listen, let me tell you something. Be a woman. And it depends, you know, you got a certain thing. So I feel like you can go certain ways. But a woman doesn't stop being sexy because she meets you. Or she's dated you. Or she's married to you. The moment, I don't know, I'm with women. I think a lot of us women right now are having these discussions with each other because what we've noticed a lot of times, not all women, I don't know all women, but the women I know, what we've noticed is the minute that you start being what that is, what you stop being, and if you start looking like Mary, Mother Mary, People are not, they don't, because they're just, you know what I'm saying? It changes the vibe of who you are. Yes, be respectful and everything, but also understand the person you're with. Like, this motherfucker was married. Of course a woman's gonna think she can be sexy and be with you. You defended Megan Good while you were married to Megan Good, uh to the church, because Megan Good is a full ass actress who used to dress provocative. Megan dressed very, she's a beautiful girl. And why she's still, even with Jonathan Major, she had on a sexy ass outfit the other day with Jonathan Major. And now she ain't got to feel guilt ridden and shit like that. Because he going around cosplaying a preacher. He's a great motivational speaker, but I don't think he's a preacher. You know what I'm saying? I really think he's probably supposed, listen, let me tell you something. Because you know the word of God and you're good at it doesn't mean you're a preacher. Preachers require more than just being able to talk about God. Preachers require, especially whether you're going to be going into evangelism. Evangelism is going around from place to place and ministering and sometimes setting up churches and stuff like that. Preaching, being a pastor of a church has administrative duties as well as being able to give a sermon and all kinds of things. There are a lot of things. Preachers are not just one trick ponies. Evangelists are not just one trick ponies. And just because you are a good orator or you're a good speaker does not mean, and you love the Lord, does not mean you're a preacher. Or you are a teacher. Now, maybe you're a motivational speaker and you're going to use aspects of God in your speech. This is what I think Devon Franklin is. And I think the man is going around, because he thinks because he's spiritual, he doesn't know how to balance that and understand he's not a preacher. You're not a preacher. Devon, I don't see you. I done heard Devon speak several times in person. He was a great motivational speaker. He is not a preacher. That's the difference. He's not even an evangelist to me. So I don't know what he is. But, and I saw the confusion for Megan. When a man don't really know, to me, this is my personal opinion, when a man don't know, and I could be wrong about him, but when a man does not seem grounded in who he is, how the hell you gonna marry him and be his help? How you gonna help him with whatever that's why I felt so bad for Megan, because Megan was already established as an actress. And Devon would have made seem like a great guy for her, except to the point that Devon was trying to cosplay a preacher, like I said. And Megan is an actress. So you have to make sure that you're going to be okay with what actors and actresses do. That's like if you marry a model tonight. If you marry a model overnight tonight, if you marry a model, models have risque pictures sometimes. Models be on the cover of different things. They be on, and your friends might see these pictures, or your people might see these pictures and everything, be like, damn, your girl bad, whatever. But you have to be secure in yourself to be able to handle it. If you marry an actress, you have to be secure in yourself to understand what an actress does in movie roles and different things. You have to have a sense of security. She doesn't have. No, of course your wife shouldn't be, or girlfriend shouldn't do anything disrespectful to you, but you also have to understand the work they do, and you have to learn how to be secure in that. So to me, Devon Franklin just had made a mess of that situation anyway, and now he don't hear the fuck. See, the reason why the woman thought that was thirst trapping, because you defended Megan the whole time, and you did all this stuff. So to the church, which the church was right. Megan, if you are going to be a preacher, Megan did need to be a little bit more modest, because Megan is now entering the church world. Okay. But if you're not a preacher and you're executive, all women are supposed to be modest according to the church, but there's a little bit more room for you when you're not claiming a church office. So if you were being the film executive you have always been, then it would have been more easier for Megan. Because she's in the world of entertainment. So what I'll say to this quit talking about Megan Good. Megan Good, I could tell that hurt the shit. Even though, let me just say this. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth that I don't really, I'm gonna drop a truth bomb on here that I really don't want to drop. My personal, that's not a truth bomb. It's my personal belief bomb. Okay. Just my one to Carlotta 101. It ain't no truth done to it. But this is my personal belief about Megan Good. I think Megan picked a guy that she normally wouldn't pick. And she picked him because not that she didn't love him. I believe Megan was in love. I love Devon, but I don't think Megan felt comfortable. Like, I think Megan always knew that something was wrong. That's my personal opinion. She's Scorpio moon. She can't tell me anything otherwise. If I met her, I'd be like, girl, with you, I can see you the difference with you with Jonathan Majors versus Devon Franklin. She seems more, not that I don't know if I trust Jonathan yet, but with Jonathan, I can tell that the risking is there. Like I was just talking about my favorite couple, one of my favorite couples to watch on YouTube is and they have a show. Oh my god, Brody. I don't know if I ever say her name right. The girl who does the sex show or whatever. Oh my god, I love her and Jared. Oh, I love watching Jared and Shane. What's her name? Bro, let me look it up and see if I can get. I want to get her name right. I always YouTube. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, it's Shane Brody. Okay. And she's been having a discussion on her show, Lovers by Shane. Her and her husband, he's now her husband, but they started off as fuck buddies. That's the facts of the truth, straight up truth. And what I love this about Shane. I don't think Shane will ever admit this. But she could, she was in my face, I'd be like, bitch, you knew that man was gonna be your man from the beginning. I don't care what you say. There are sometimes there's some men that come into women's lives, and Shane is one of those people that I look at like that, that come into women's lives and they're willing to go, even if they know it might not go well, even if they know it might be a ride through hell. They willing to take the risk because they just look. I feel like that with Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. I feel like Megan may know it's a risk, but she is, for the first time, I think, grounded in love. Like, I think she wanted to be that with Devon Franklin, but could never get comfortable with it. Could never be, like, she was trying to fit into something that he had perceived her to be. And it's so sad, or he tried to make her be. That's why I don't like Devon right now. It's okay. And I don't like you talking about her, using her, and she done went on with her life. She had such a hard time in that marriage. She had a hard time when it was broken off, because I don't think she wanted to fail. But girl, look, but now I just think she got one of those relationships that, like a Shane. Like Shane, every time Shane looks at Jared, I'll be like, I believe Jared was your fuck buddy, but I believe you always had plans to get Jared's ass. Like, she looked like a point, like, okay, bitch, I'll play this. I'm gonna play this fuck buddy stuff with you. But I'm gonna tell you what. I plan on trapping. Not in a trap in a bad way. I just feel like there is I think she played kind of a hard kind of core, and she still plays it a little bit. But honey, the way she look at that man says a whole different story. Like, bitch, I was always gonna be here. Clock that T. Right? There are some people, and she's talking about right now they have a thing they're doing about their relationship and how it started and talking about the ups and downs of it. I love that about them. And what I love that whether they succeed at their marriage or fail at their marriage, because you don't know people's marriages and stuff. But why I tell people they should look at a couple like this as couple goals because of the openness to that they have. They're so open about their relationship, and I think there's such healing in that. And so open about how they were seeing other people, how they were, not, they even when she lived with him, she said she was still seeing another man, and he was still seeing other people, but that how that came to they tried that they try to solve it. So it's a very interesting relationship. But I think when women find there, you have women who get into marriages and relationships and stuff sometimes, and men too, but mostly women, and they can never find their comfort zone, or it doesn't mean they don't love the person, it doesn't mean they don't care for the person, but it never feels right. I felt that for Devon and Megan. I felt Megan she was trying her hardest, but to deny yourself, you can see that baby doing that. You know what I'm saying? To deny. And I feel like now with Jonathan Majors, I feel a different thing going on. And but I feel like she knows what's going on. She's aware of what's going on, and she's willing to take that ride through hell. Okay. Or not whatever it's going to take. She, because I think that she found sometimes ladies, I'm not talking about abusers. And I'm not talking about people who just treating you like dirt. But there are some times when a person comes into your life in the most unusual way, and you can listen to Shane and Jared talk about their relationship, that there is such love and admiration for that person that you are like, Jonathan Majors was singing Through the Fire. When you sing Through the Fire. I felt that Jonathan shit. That you are willing to go through the fire with them. Like you just have this love thing. And I think those are rare. I mean, you know what I'm saying? For real. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you have a Shane and Jerry, I think some of those, and and what I mean by rare is not that they have the most awkward starts. Like, I think, like, I personally believe Megan Good was a chick on the phone that him and the girl was arguing. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just my personal opinion. It feels like they are always, when him and the girl, his girlfriend he was with for the longest, and they was arguing over a girl. Remember, he got in all that trouble. That's my personal belief is Megan on the phone, because she went to all them court cases and stuff. I felt like she was feeling guilty. That's just my personal opinion. But some of these relationships where they're like that, where this unusual love happens, or these rare love, they don't always start off very well. Like Shane and Jared, if they always are riddled with red flags. I'm just telling y'all the truth. TJ and Amy's ass. Amy Grant, Miss Gill. I mean, they're always riddled with a bunch of red flags. It's like red flags all around. I was like, shit, this is not good. Y'all can't. But it's something about these rare relationships. It's very simple, and you can feel the energy of them. It's not many that I would endorse. With all the nutty stuff that going on in the world, but there is something, you will know it. There's an energy. They have an energy to them. They can look at each other. I'm not saying TJ, but I'm using them as an example. Well, yeah, because I feel Amy's like that. I feel like Amy's on a ride through here. Like, it's okay. Like, whatever she knows when you go into something with your eyes wide open and you willing to take responsibility if this shit don't go wrong, like, you like, shit, at least I loved. I feel like this with some of these couples, like Jonathan Majors and Megan Good. That Megan, I feel like she loved, don't get me wrong, I feel like she loved Devon Franklin, but I feel like she was never comfortable in that, because I don't think Devon Franklin knows who the fuck he is even right now. They're still talking about her, which is interesting. But because I think he might be sad a little bit, sometimes you look back down memory lane. I saw a photograph, kind of made me laugh. But anyway, and he done got full married, but okay. And I understand he used that as a part of his tease to talk about, and I understand to talk about it, but just to talk about it in such detail, and to me in certain ways, I feel like it's kind of disrespectful because she went through a hard time with that. And I think she loved him, but I don't think it's the kind of energy that we're seeing with John. And I think she always knew that. I think there was a no, but it was like, I love you. Here's what, there are different types of love energies. There is, I feel like with Megan and Devon, that Megan made a great choice to love. Like, it doesn't mean her love was less. It just means that it was done with intention, awareness of that this is good for me, and I hope I'm good for him, but I know this is good for me. Sometimes people get married because something is good for them. Like, they've been through a lot. Megan had been through so fucking much in her it seems like, for what I heard in these streets, with other men, that now here was a guy who was nice. And sometimes you need that in your life. You need somebody. She needed someone to see the good parts of her and stuff like that. And I think that I just believe that's what she needed at the time. But what I think it wasn't a love where it's probably overly passionate and stuff like that, and, blah, blah, blah. But it was a very intentional, very purposeful love for her, right? Now, Jonathan Majors, I think, is another thing. I think there's a lot of passion there. There's a lot of, like, probably great sex. There's probably a lot of stuff. I said she didn't have that with Devon, but I feel like with him, there's a more open to, I will go where the wind takes me. I am open. I know this may be not perfect. It may be riddled with red flags, but just let me go down the road. I feel that way with Jared and what's her name? Shane. I think they have that kind of love. I think those are rare loves. I think those are rare situations when you have certain people that, despite the red flags, that you go into it very intentional. Like, it's like, here's the thing. I think her emotions with Devon were more controlled. And that's a good place for love to be. I tell women that sometimes you need to have, you don't need, because sometimes when you're out of control and you don't have that doesn't mean that you control, because you love a person from the deepest parts of your soul, but there is something to say when you're not letting passion lead you or you have a balanced energy love. I feel like that with Devon, but this Jonathan ain't that. Jonathan is this whole, that's that Scorpio moon shit. And it's passionate, and I think it's everything for her. And I think it's one of those loves that some people have, those great passionate love affairs, and it might work, it might not, but it'll always be memorable. And she'll be glad hopefully, if he's not what people were saying he is, she'll be glad she went down that, despite what may happen, she may be glad now that she went down that road with him, regardless. I think sometimes there are those love affairs. And like, I was looking at Shane and Jared, and they were talking about their relationship, and I was like, wow, most people would have said red flag, and there was a lot of them, but I understood why they're together. They willing to just take that chance because they got that much passion and love, and their energies collide and do something that, it's just strange. And so I just think that works for some people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Devon, quit talking about Megan. And I know you hurt because Megan, you didn't see me. You see, because I think what he's seeing is now And that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Shit. That's hard. I ain't, it's hard to see somebody you was once married to and you've been married to a long time. And now they're in another love relationship, and the love relationship is a different dynamic than yours. It's not that it's your love was different, but with this person, her love is different because that's two different people. And I think it's hard. That's a hard concept. Like I just was listening to this story the other day. Oh my God, this is a crazy ass story. I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but there was a dentist and her husband that got killed. Her husband was a doctor, I think. Or she was the doctor and he's the dentist. No, she's the dentist and her husband was a doctor. Okay. She had been long remarried. She had been remarried for 10 years. She married this other man she was married to. They were married like almost 10 years ago. He was successful too. He's a surgeon. This is this shit. He was a surgeon. This motherfucker was a surgeon. Okay. They were only married for I think people said about less than a year. They divorced. Okay. And then years later, she got married down the line. Do you know that this motherfucker she was first married to, like she was married to for years ago, only for 10 months? This woman been remarried for years, have children and everything. Do you know that ex-husband came to that woman's house and killed her and her husband? It's been all over the news. The craziest shit I've ever heard. And you a surgeon. You know how many, first of all, like, you know how many, like, how you out here still pining over. But you know what? When I thought about it, I said, that man couldn't understand how this woman could go on to have he couldn't respect the love they had. He just couldn't respect that, hey, it was for a time and a season. Doesn't mean she didn't love me. Doesn't mean we didn't care. And now I know she's moved on and I'm happy for her and I want the best for her. Because when you love somebody, you want the best for them. When you obsessed and you a nut case and everything, you got other intentions. Usually, let me tell y'all women a strong thing. This is going on another subject. But when men know the difference between when men love you and hate you. Because men can be with you and be dating you and everything and hate you. Nah, that's facts, sis. And I felt like that for this woman because that's what she got out that marriage within 10 months. But this man never probably loved her. He probably wanted to possess her and hated her. Or was jealous of her in some form. And never really was in love with her. And so because if you was in love with her, you would have been like, I'm happy for her. Yes, it hurts seeing her with somebody else. And I hate that we didn't work it out, but I love her and I want the best. Or, but nah, this motherfucker stalked this woman for over 10 years. And immediately when they got killed, the family knew who it was. Everybody said who it was immediately. That's how long his stalking ass had been lurking around her ass. He allegedly killed because everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Okay, but they arrested his ass for coming. This woman that had children is gone on with her life. And this motherfucker can't get over it. Even if you can't get over it, there may be a tinge of something where you never get over losing the love, but you go on with your life. Not this motherfucker. I said, first of all, that's some Scorpio male shit. Sounds like a Scorpio male, but I'd like to look at his chart. I mean, to wait 20 years and come up and kill someone. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I think what happens is people, and I'm not saying to compare Devon Franklin to that, but I'm saying sometimes you look over at the other person and you see the different type of love that's in her eyes right now versus the thing that was for you. Well, I wouldn't say that it was that the love is less. I would say that your love was more practical for her. This person's love, she's experienced a different type of passionate, a more emotional energy. It doesn't mean that love wasn't real either. It just means your love was a different kind of brand. And it doesn't mean you have to look at the other person and be hate. You know, and I think here's what I think: a guy like him, Devon Franklin, probably doesn't wants that passionate love, but because he isn't sure of who, he's not grounded in who he is. That's probably why he ended up getting, like, him and Megan ended up divorcing, because he may have seen a certain reflection that he didn't like, practicality. Maybe practicality is real love too. Okay, listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you ladies something about practicality is real love, because listen, tell you, you know, you can have all the passion in the world and everything like that, but it has to be grounded in some form of practicality too, because it won't work either. It's a real love really comes in for partnerships in various ways, even if you don't make it as a couple, you know, or even if you don't, you know, it comes when you're sick, or when your parents are sick, or when you're making decisions, life decisions on your children, or different things like that. Love is not always that fiery shit. You know what I'm saying? It's great. That is great. Fuck when you meet it, but all the time it's not that. And there are a couple, like I said, it's a rarity when you meet when those couples that I'm looking at Shane, and even they have a sense of practicality. But when I'm looking at couples like Shane and Jared, or Jonathan Majors and stuff like that, what it is I believe those are rare, where people stay on that high. I think people know it's a rare energy. I think it's something you can't stop. I think it's a fireball that you can't stop. No matter when people meet people like that, I think that's only a certain segment of the community that will ever have that kind of energy, like where it's constantly fiery. You know what I'm saying? But doesn't mean they don't have some forms of practicality. But I do see them couples where there is just aura around them, even when they old, they are fiery in love. You know, they got that passion energy kind of consistently running through it. You know what I'm saying? But most, to me, relationships are really built on that consistency of practicality. There's some that are built on a consistency of passion with practicality to it. But for the most part, most of y'all's relationships is turning into practicality. But there are some people that just have that fireball energy. I can't explain. They meet in the weirdest of ways and oddest of ways. People would say twin flames or whatever. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be out in these streets. And people know it. I think people know it when they have those experiences. Like when you look at somebody's eyes and you're like, woof, you know. And it's not just that. It's just a recognition of somebody or something like that. And I think people can have that. And that's what I kind of see those relationships as, in my personal opinion. But that's what I say on Devon Franklin. I think Devon Franklin, I think he married Megan 2.0. To be honest, I don't think he over Megan. I think the girl looked similar to Megan. She's pretty, but I don't know. And what I noticed, that's what it is. Okay, there it is. I'm about to say it. Devon is very practical. Mm-hmm. He presents as practical. He's not a risk taker. I mean, he got risk taking elements because he wouldn't be where he's at. But he presents as practical, and he picks those girls who have fiery energy to them. Like, you know, they have a sense of fiery, like Megan, this new girl he got, I think she got it too. And he wants to have that fiery experience with them. But they don't have that experience with him. They love him from a practical standpoint, in a good thing. Listen, don't. And which is, to me, some of the truest form of love, really. They love somebody because it's intentional. He's nice. He's good to me. He's this, and they see your true personality, who you are. It ain't about your looks. It ain't about this and that. But Devon mistakes his energy. Because Devon is not grounded. He's not, and so I feel like he wants that experience of but he can't get it from the women he's choosing because how he presents. You know what I'm saying? And then you're not grounded, and I feel like you're just not grounded. I feel like so are you a preacher? Who are you? And so I think that first grounding in that kind of energy requires sexuality. You just have to see the type of person you are and what your attraction, what you attract. But I think that he desires to have I don't think that he didn't love Megan. I think he loved Megan. I think that that Megan was a full actress, still very and hoping that he accepted her for being that actress too, hoping he was cool with it and everything, but he wasn't cool with this is what I've heard in the streets. He wasn't cool with like some of the scenes she was doing and all that stuff like that. So eventually he did have a problem underneath all that, right? So you see allegedly why he would do that divorce happened, right? That may have happened. But I think the confusion with Megan is that I thought you were, practical. Why are you trying? I thought now with Jonathan, okay, I'm gonna tell you something that's difference probably here. Now Megan can probably do those roles all day because he's an actor too, and he can probably do those roles all day, but she don't want to do them probably because the passion has aligned. There's certain things happening there. It doesn't mean she didn't disrespect. What's his name? But I think she thought she had an understanding with him, like a sense of practicality with him being a movie exec and stuff like this. He's giving me a sense to be myself. I think Jonathan gives that sense, but I think that because Jonathan is more grounded in who he is and everything, she might take different turns with her roles and stuff like that. Maybe not because she's an actress, but I think he would be totally understanding of him because he's an actor. So that there are different. That's why I say different chemistries work with different people in different timings. So, but I think that he wants that kind of love from a woman, but women don't experience him that way. Oh, so men, if you know the kind of love you want, like if you I always tell one of my guy friends years ago, he'd be talking about, yeah, she act like she wants this or that, one of his girlfriends. And I said, well, nigga, oops. Now y'all hear how I really talk. Let me take that back. Well, Negro, I said, you are not that experienced. What are you not? I mean, you're not giving that kind of experience. That you ain't that. Like do you know what it takes to be that? Like if you want that kind of experience from a woman, but you have to be able to give her that. You want to experience a certain kind of love, but you also have to put that into yourself so that you can get that experience back. Ooh, like some of y'all want to experience love like a Lenny Kravitz. Shit, that's a motherfucking rock star. He experienced a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? He experiences it from he experienced a lot of whole shit. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly, but him as a rocker, how he experiences love is that he's a more free spirit, more movie. So women are going the energy that he receives from a woman is going to be very different in his experience of love. You have to ground yourself in the type of experience you want. I mean, that's why, and I had to tell my friend that I was like, you're trying to get and this is going to be controversial when I say this. Oh, I don't know if I should say it. But I'm going to say it. I'll take the hit if it's a hit. You trying to get rock star pussy when you just, you just got you doing 9 to 5. I mean, what does that mean? you want to experience that because he always was trying to experience like crazy stuff. He was just, and I'm like, yo, like that's not what you live though. You're very practical, and so women are gonna sense you from the practice. You have to show women that you are the experience you want. You listen. I know some 9 to 5 guys, and don't take this wrong, okay? That get rock star coochie. Let me tell you why. Because they experience when they outside of work their experience isn't practical. Their experience, they live they about that like they having a good time. They grounded in themselves. They don't. It's not just a 9 to 5 that defines them. It's their risk taker. They might like to go do this. They might like to go do this. That so the women they get that energy to them. You know what I'm saying? Because they they more than just a 9 to 5. They more than just a practical guy. So now, if you're a guy who likes to experience practical love and practical, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all get what I'm? And it's the same thing for rock stars. If you, when you a rock star or a rapper and stuff like that, you say, "Damn, I just want somebody that's practical and shit. I'm tired of all these bitches. I don't want to have foursomes and fivesomes and tensomes and or I always feel like I gotta have my yacht out for some coochie cat. You know what I'm saying? You get. Listen, okay. First of all, what I would say that if you want a sense of practicality in your life, then you have to become a little bit more practical. You have to quit shining. I mean, you definitely stay shining because it would be a lie for you not to be shining. But you have to, in some ways, create a sense, show the practical parts of you. You can't always show the rock star because that's what people gonna give you. The energy you're gonna get from people is rock star shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get bitches wanting the yacht all the time. You're gonna get bitches wanting to go to the Grammys and and you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get the chick that and they'll be that. Women will be whatever they want to, but let me just say, you're not gonna experience the person that helps you get through the practical things of life. So you have to have a balance in that. And so I always tell people how you present yourself is the kind of love you get. Sometimes you get back. You talking about you want rock star? Hey, just let me tell you something. Like, you know what I'm saying? The women don't jump on you like that. That I feel like that way with Devon. Devon just ain't happy. He gets the rock star women that they definitely look like rock stars. The bitches look like rock. I mean, Megan Good is the shit. And Megan Good is beautiful. And that girl's beautiful. But they experience him practically. And she couldn't tell me she doesn't experience in Devon practicality either. I would say, right. It's not what you expect. The reason, and now with a dude like Lenny Kravitz, let me just use him for example. You're not gonna experience that. You're gonna experience a rock star kind of. We would go act. There's a reaction. The reaction that Lenny gives is different because he's an edge walker. He's a risk taker. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all one of the corniest shows on television. Me and my friends were watching this show. It was on #1 on Netflix for weeks. #1 on Netflix. It was #1. It's women was watching it in droves, okay? Particularly probably a lot of white women. It's called Sex Life. It is a very good film. It's corny, but it's very good. And it's a story about this woman she had this life before in her younger years where she was with this guy who was a producer or whatever, and he just would never settle down. He was always a tragic artist. I mean, just the motherfucker was like too much. He always got trauma, childhood trauma. Daddy did this. That's the reason why I fell this a coochie cat. I mean, he was always breaking her heart. But let me tell you how she experienced this man. I don't want to tell y'all the story. I'm gonna tell y'all the story. So don't if you don't, but go watch it. It's better to watch it, okay? But how she experienced this rock dude was just, because she was youthful. It was a lot of things going on, but he never would commit. Motherfucker just was not practical, okay? He liked his life. He just want to be wild. He's always breaking her heart, being mean to her, just taking her through. I mean, you just have to see it. So eventually she ends up breaking up with this guy, finally leaves this guy. So years down the line, she's getting her career and everything like that. She meets a guy, a practical guy, a great looking guy, a nice guy. And he is the great choice for her. Practicality is how she's experiencing him. Okay. He's great. He's a great father, smart, brilliant. He's I think he was at a firm, a head lawyer at a firm, getting ready to be a partner and all these things. I mean, just practical everyday day. So she gets married to this guy, even though she's an edge walker. She has this life before where she's really, edgy, and, her and her best friend, her best friend is a woman who's against marriage and writes all these books as like kind of feminist or whatever. But she marries this guy, has 2 children. Life is fucking good. So it seems on the surface, right? Till she starts to do this. She's a writer. So she starts to write this story about her ex, exploring her ex relationship. And she talks about all the passion and shit that was in it. Okay. Because she's experiencing this relationship is through practicality. Okay. She doesn't mean she does not love this man. She loves the shit out of this man, but it's a different type of experience. Okay. This man goes in and reads this in the story, reads what she's writing about this old love, and he accidentally finds it. So he then proceeds to try to extract that kind of love from her. Like he's like, I want to experience like what you was experiencing with him, fucking him on the balcony of his New York City apartment overlooking the whole New York. Well, no, but you live out in the suburbs, right, sir? And you got 2 kids. You ain't gonna experience it like that. It's different. You know what I'm saying? Your experience, you ain't giving her that experience. That's not what so he will not get over it. So he starts to try to edge walk. He's not an edge walking guy. He's a practical motherfucker. He's really not. He's not an edge walking guy, but he tries to experience it. And in trying to do that, he ends up just making a mess of his relationship, because and she is still trying to struggle about the old life. Is this saying some part of me is missing? Is this saying some part of me, is this the part of where I need to be at? And this whole movie, Sex Life, is about this. It has a very wild outcome, one that you would never expect. So good. But it's about addressing the missing parts. He wanted to experience this other her that he didn't know. But she wasn't that anymore. She was a mother with 2 children. But what he did was the old woman awokened in her. She was like, there was that part of me. And I am experiencing this and then he starts getting upset because he is the practical love. He's angry at her because he's experiencing great sex and everything, but he's not experiencing what that man experienced with her. But that man has a different lifestyle. And so then he tries to go and try to make all these things happen for her. And it's just, wow, you gotta see it. Oh my God. It's such a good film. But what I'm saying about that is certain men don't understand what I love about that film is that certain men will experience certain things. You have to see who you are in life. And if you want to, let me just say this. I was talking to one of my friends who's now single. But she's single, and we were talking about we have wild female talks. And so she was saying that she was with one person and she enjoys the their relationship, their sexual vibe is nice, it's really good, and blah blah blah. But then she said there's this other guy that she's been seeing, new person, and she said, you just talk about fireworks. I mean, she's like, yeah, it's like, wow, I'm a whole different thing. I am like with this fool, a porn star. Like, okay, so it's 2 in mind, but we good friends. So she said, but listen, I said, why is that? And she was like, I really don't know. I said, yes, there is. I said, there's a reason. One was experience his love through practicality. One was an edge walker, just a different. And now trying to bring the edge walker is trying to bring some practicality into his life. So like, and he likes her because she is a little bit of both. She's sexy, sexual, sensual. She's an edge walker, but she also has practicality. So now the choice is, how do you experience love? What's the more solid, how do you want to experience love? And we experience love in different ways depending on who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you can't expect certain things if you're not certain people. Like, and that's what I think Devon Franklin. That's my personal opinion on Devon Franklin. I think Devon Franklin, he wants to experience that, but he's not that. He's not giving out that. Right? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm just saying. And it's just like certain men, like I always talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Can I use Jay-Z and Beyonce for example? Look at Beyonce pre-Jay. Beyonce always been sexy, okay? Always. But look at Beyonce pre-Jay-Z. I remember I saw this little video of Beyonce. It's like, he taught me how to be a woman. I said, shit, I see it, Beyonce. I see what's going on here. Beyonce pre-Jay-Z, no matter, and this isn't about his looks or anything like that. It's just about the energy she experiences with him. You see the transformation, okay? More sexual, more sexy, more biting sexy. As a matter of fact, when you see Beyonce, there's I always say Crazy in Love video is kind of a picture. I don't know if they meant for that to happen or what. I know some of y'all, my people out here who used to be my people used to write me, the Illuminati people told me that was on purpose. I don't know. But in the video, in the video, she's walking down the street. She's kind of got this sense of little innocent sexiness. She got on these little short shorts, but she's still innocent. Dun, 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 dun. She's walking down the street or whatever, and then you see this part where she's taking pictures. Then you see a part where Jay-Z's in this car, and so he starts rapping, and Beyonce at first is in the back of the car. Jay-Z gets out the car. He throws a match in the car, lights the car up. Beyonce emerges out of this car, just dancing all over him like a sexy vixen. She's turned. Why? Because in some senses, it's indicative of what she's become. I have become. Now I'm in my full. This man done put me in my full range sexually. I have become. Look at Beyonce. Beyonce sexually has changed by the time. She's always been a sexy girl, but it goes firecracker crazy when Beyonce fucking meets Jay-Z. Them motherfucking sages. Look at Sierra. Well, no, I can't say that for Sierra. Sierra was sexy with what's his name too, but Beyonce, her, you can see that vibe change for her. Beyonce becomes a whole vixen. Okay, it changes up. Beyonce, then look at the Beyonce sense. Then you see Beyonce, I've been drinking. I get 50. You see a whole nother side because what? Jay-Z has took this little innocent, that always sexy, beautiful, always little innocent, sexy girl, always been beautiful and sexy, but nobody had the key. Some people have it, some people don't. But he had the key to unlock that vixen. She ain't been back since. She been just, you can just see her. Her vibe is completely different. It's just complete sexual energy. Like it's like, and there's some people who unlock. There's some men who can do that. Some men can unlock an experience with women that another person didn't get. It doesn't mean they didn't love the other person. It just means they got the key for that particular experience. Because women are layered. I just try to tell y'all. But especially Jay-Z already took what was already there. It was already there. She just didn't unlock it for everybody. And he unlocks it. Well, especially being a Scorpio moon. Okay. That's why people always say Scorpios, the sign of sex. Can we say why? Really, I think Gemini's is a sign of sex too, because Gemini, sexuality, I would say Gemini is. Scorpio is a sign of sex. Gemini sexuality, I would consider, because Gemini has a way of exploring sexuality. Scorpio just is sex or whatever. But when you look at especially with Scorpios, when people say, oh, Scorpios are great lovers, Scorpios are this and that or whatever. No, they're not like that with everybody. You may have one experience with a Scorpio, and a Scorpio could love you, but a Scorpio, when you get that great sex and stuff from them, you're probably soul merging at some point with them. They're experiencing something soul merging, and that's what Beyonce, being a Scorpio moon, Lilith Scorpio, in my personal opinion, Mars and Leo. What else Beyonce has? That Virgo, all that work together, but especially that Scorpio energy comes to light with Jay-Z. That's the edge. Unlock that door. And she has not been back since. I mean, it just unlocked it, and it's a very sexual vibe that's come out of her. This is a whole nother world. A very much more open, much more alluring, and stuff like that, because that's what Jay-Z likes, that experience. I say the same thing with Russell Westbrook too. I mean, what's his name? He likes that experience, even though he's a practical guy. Whereas Future really unlocked that experience for him. Can I just say that, to my personal opinion, is Future unlocked that experience and he got it because Future didn't know how to handle it. Future, he ends up benefiting from that experience, but really Russell is a practical guy too, practical love. Okay. So I hope y'all get what I'm saying. It doesn't mean she is in love. It just means it's a more practical grounding love. Okay. All right, you guys. So moving on to the next story. Okay. I'm supposed to be getting off here, which I ain't playing. We ain't gonna be here all day. What's the one other story I want to talk to y'all about? Oh, I just saw something I did not like. Let me show this. Uh-huh. Let's see. Okay. Trying to bring this up. Hold on. Trying to bring y'all. Okay, yeah, I was watching one woman. I can't. I don't know if I can bring it out, but she was talking about how beauty standards change from city to city. I agree with that. Miami, LA, you get more superficial types of beauties and stuff like that. But it just depends. I think you can be You can be great wherever you are, But I was just going to show y'all that video, but I'm not going to show you that now. Let me show you this one. This is the one y'all need to see. I want to talk about. Probably one of the last stories here we gotta have, because y'all, I gotta get ready. Dukes, I got other stuff to do. Okay, let me see. Now, I saw this the other day. It says, woman goes viral by comparing black women versus white women. It's ridiculous, okay? Let's listen to this.
You didn't answer your phone. I don't care what you gotta say. Hey, where you at? Oh, Traffic do be crazy at this time, for real. You hungry? Well, I made spaghetti, but if you want that, I can make that. We could just have double. Okay, baby, I'll see you soon. Love you. Can't wait to see you. That's why they like us. Hey, where was you at? Why wasn't you? You didn't answer your phone. I don't care what you gotta say. Hey.
First of all, white girl, you sound like a black girl, both instances. One's the stereotype and one that most black girls I know sound like. So you copying white women. I know I friends with white women at all age groups. They do not sound like, hey, what's up, baby? That unless they've been around black people and black women all the time talking like that. Okay. So bitch, calm that shit down. That's why they like us. No, you sound like black both times. Okay, just different forms of us. There's the lower elements be like, that's how where you been, and then there's a part of the stereotypes, and then there's some of us that be like, what's up? Yeah, I get what you're gonna cook. What the fuck you talking about? These girls are crazy. Don't be listening. Listen, lady, black women, let me tell you something. Black American women particularly. There has been an attack on you from all sides. Forever. Black women in general, but black American women, particularly you, they come after you all the time. But they keep missing the beauty of you, the creativeness of you, the brilliance of you, what you had to go through, how you made it through. Don't you let near other motherfucker tell you how bad you are, how this you are, how they need to go across the country and they need to go out to Brazil and motherfucker go to Brazil. Motherfucker go to the DR. Okay? What I always tell people, a lame is a lame wherever they go. Women, yes, there are always things that you can correct and be better about yourself. But I'd be damned if you let somebody tell you and put you in a box. Stop it. Quit letting these people lie to you and just saying some dumb shit. She sound black both times. Girl, shut the fuck up. We you know, I can't even. Oh goodness, I don't even know why. Okay, foolishness. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all the foolishness of it all. Okay, black women, embrace yourself. Black American women, continue to be strong. Continue to be creative and beautiful. Listen, let me tell you something about black American women. Black American women, we have created trends that go just being little urban girls in these little urban areas in America, in the hood. Our trends have went out through the world where people act like us and this and that, and people try to always down black American girls. But yet the world is you. The world is trying to be like you. Let me look this up real quick. Let me tell you how dope you are. Black American women. You are the one that created a lot of these styles. And black men, I hate you missed the black American men, not all black American men, but I hate you missed the creativity and brilliance of black women, because you could have had billion-dollar industries. Like you think of, I always talk about how a black woman created hair extensions, black American woman. It is black American women, because we've tried to learn to we've learned to be creative in a space that normally rejected us. So we learned to do different things with our hair, inventing the pressing combs, inventing how to press our hair, stuff like that. Stuff you call self-hate was really a matter of self-survival. And black women embraced it, all parts of themselves and all elements of themselves. Whether from the Afro, everything. These were all created by black American girls running around in urban neighborhoods and all that. Now these motherfuckers, globalism, come in and try to tell you that you the less than, to try to devalue you. Damn that. Don't let nobody else devalue you. It is from these spots and these spaces that you get some of the most creative vibes, some of the most brilliant things. So don't let that happen. Okay? Don't let them do you like that. They keep trying to do that. Don't let them do you like that. Moving on. Okay, I think, do we have one more story? You talk about Divine. I wanted to make sure. Okay, and let me tell you this. What I'm tending not to do is talk about the Bill Cosby thing because I saw that. Listen, Bill Cosby admitted to giving women, ordering drugs for women. Okay, in what capacity? To give them to rape them? See, we don't usually tell the full stories. Okay, Quaaludes, and I don't know who Bill Cosby. What Bill Cosby is. I know what I suspect. Quaaludes and stuff in Bill Cosby's days. Spanish Fly. Women took them consensually a lot of times. You hear about that at the Playboy Mansion. Sometimes women were raped. There are some instances, I'm not talking about Bill Cosby did it, but I'm saying there are some instances, I'm sure in the 70s and 80s, where women that had this happen against their will. But for the most part, during the 70s and 80s, my mother was talking about this. They would use Quaaludes for sexual exploration, like y'all use Molly. That's why I tell you young men out here today, be careful with that Molly and shit and that ecstasy. You giving bitches that, and they in about 10 years, and they say, I want some Molly and ecstasy and everything. And about 10 years from now, they'll be on TV. He made me make Molly and ecstasy. Okay, and they willingly took it, because that's what is somewhat is happening with these women now with Quaaludes. Quaaludes in the media, because medias like to hype stories and they love the guilty part of it. They don't report that in the 60s and 70s, even in the Wolf of Wall Street, you can see this, that it was a known thing for parties to take Quaaludes, like people do Molly and ecstasy today, to get sexual arousal or a high before they fall asleep. It's a 15-minute window before they fall asleep, or an 8-minute window or something like that gives a sexual energy. And that's why they would take them, including Spanish Fly. And they were willingly and consensually taken. So Bill Cosby might have been getting those drugs so he could have some sexual highs, just like a lot of these motherfuckers go buy Molly and ecstasy and give it to girls, and girls accept it. But in 10 years, 20 years from now, women can turn around and start saying, and it doesn't mean I'm not a friend to women. It just means that every case deserves to be looked at individually. Okay, because women can lie as well as men. Okay, but a lot of times this is what was going on. We do not look at the times. We just paint everything on our time. But the 70s and 80s was a very different times. The 60s and 50s was a very different time than it is now, and how we constitute rape has even changed over the years, which is good. I'm not saying that's not. But what was back then, what was considered rape nowadays, a lot of people didn't see that it's the same back then. So we've grown in our thoughts and everything. Okay, so yeah, yes, whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna say that on that. Bill Maher said something interesting. I'm gonna leave this. This is what I think I'm the last one I'm gonna have. But he said something interesting on his show the other day. So I'm gonna play. Hold on. I think I accidentally got it, so y'all couldn't see. Hold on. This is our last story. Talk about Bill Maher. And I'm not a big Bill Maher person, but it's interesting what he said on here. So take a look at it.
In politics, liberals are the gas pedal and conservatives are the brakes. And I'm generally with the gas pedal, but not if we're driving off a cliff. Sweden opened its borders to over 1.5 million immigrants since 2010, and now 20% of its citizens are foreign-born, and its education system is tanking, and it has Europe's highest rate of gangland killings. To which liberals say blaming immigrants for the rising crime rate is racist. Yeah, but is it true? Of course it's true. It's not a coincidence the quality of life went down after the Somali gangs started a drug turf war using hand grenades. Calling it racist doesn't solve the problem. Yes, you can move too far left. And when you do, you wind up...
Okay, let me talk about what Bill Maher is talking about, because I feel like we're close to what people perceive as racism and stuff like that. And that's how racist things do get started. But that is why it's important to have, it is so important for you to have an immigration system for legal immigration, because you have to vet people. And let me tell you why. America's way of life is not the same as the majority of Somalians living in Somalia and third world countries or different countries. And I think that's sometimes what happened. Me and a friend who is from a third world country was talking about this the other day, and they told me this. They said this to me, so do not be writing me about this. But they say a lot of times when we're not getting good, like when you go to certain companies and stuff, we were talking about a certain situation we had seen on TV. And he said to me, I bet they're foreign born. And that's doing that to that lady. And I said, why you say that? He said, because in certain countries, that's how they don't look at things from customer service. Why customer service has probably gone down in America is that if you have people who come over from foreign countries who are not, where customer service isn't stressed in their country, or it isn't this and that, their country, and they're more interested in money and collecting money, and it's all about the money, and it's all about they have a scarcity in their country or scarcity attitude, and you let them have businesses and stuff like that, you'll get less customer service oriented things. And that doesn't mean you can't get that from Americans too. Shit, yes, the hell you can. You got some Americans that act like fucking crazy people too. But he was saying because of the countries these people are from, that's just what's been practiced in these countries. And so sometimes when the immigration system is to vet people, to help them understand that America has different systems than where you live. You can't bring Sharia law over to America. It just don't work. America's we against, you can't kill nobody because they ain't doing what you say religiously. You know what I'm saying? That's not how America goes. The life you experience in a third world country over there, it's not the same life you experience over America. Of course, you will bring certain bits of your culture and who you are, but you also have to assimilate to America and its laws, right? So if you have a bunch of people coming over and you're not vetting them, and they are from third world countries, they're used to certain things happening and things like that, and they come over here and they start practicing, there's no controls on them. And every country does this in the world. And it's going to sound racist what I'm saying. It's not really racist. It's embedding people and the right people to come to your country. We want people from all races, all creed, ways of life, and everything to come to America. That's not the problem. The problem isn't immigration. The problem is illegal immigration. The government has a right to vet people. They have a right to bring people in. Is when you see people just letting people flood America, I'm going to tell you why they're doing that. These powers that be is up to something. They want to tank. They know that a bunch of people will come over. It's just like what my grandma them used to say back in the day. I'm gonna tell you, even with sometimes with certain things, my grandma be talking about certain people to move in the neighborhood. They talking about they ain't never lived in no good. They see this is when people ain't lived in no good neighborhood, don't know how to clean up after themselves and everything like that. My grandma used to get mad. People throw trash on the ground outside or something like that. She like, see now you ain't. I can tell you ain't from you used to be living in a place where you litter your yard, but we put trash up, because there's a certain atmosphere we had in our neighborhood, and so they didn't want people bringing trash into the neighborhood. They like, we live a certain way here. You see our grass is cut. They grass might not be cut around the motherfucking corner, but our grass is cut around here, and we ain't got trash all outside. This the hood, but we still keep it nice. We keep it, you know what I'm saying? So, they didn't never like outsiders coming in who didn't know how. It wasn't that they didn't want outsiders. Of course, they didn't respect other groups and other cultures. They just didn't want nobody coming outside changing the dynamics of the place they live. Like, so housing thing could go down. Property things go down. My uncle, funny story. My uncle crazy as hell. I used to tell him I'm just a drop spot. But my uncle, this is straight up black people, just black people. Because everybody knows that black people, and then we have every group has this lower elements, including white people. You know what I'm saying? But black people, but my uncle was talking about how he had moved in this really nice neighborhood. My uncle had this beautiful home, he had swim pool, everything. And he said, one of the things, because he grew up in the hood, certain things like he know about to go hood. He like, oh man. He was talking about telling me how he saw a basketball court, a basketball thing outside. He said he wasn't worried about that. But then he saw something else that just reminded him of the hood. And he said, so one of my white neighbors, he said, was standing outside on the porch one day. He said he was looking down the street at the same thing that he was looking at. And he said he went down there and he started talking to him. He said, well, such and such. My uncle, he said, I'm about to, I think I'm about to move out too. So my uncle said, now one thing I understood, he said, was telling me that that these elements was coming into the neighborhood because the white folks started moving. Because even though we could talk about racism and stuff like that, but there's a certain level of lifestyle they used to live into if they're wealthy white people, right? And so he was talking about it was his symbol, and I know this ain't gonna sound right to some people, to move out the neighborhood, because he said people were gonna come in that wasn't treating the neighborhood right. My uncle said he left when he sold his house. He sold it for way more than what he bought it for. He had, I think, had it built like a few years before, and so he was like, but he said he glad he moved at the time because it's a whole different element in the neighborhood. It's not the element that they used to have in this nice, wealthy neighborhood. It doesn't mean it's classism. It doesn't mean it's racism. Sometimes it's racism and classism behind that shit. Don't get it twisted. A lot of times in America it is. But sometimes it's just, motherfucker, clean up your yard. Motherfucker, take the trash. Motherfucker, don't draw rats in the neighborhood. Motherfucker, mow your lawn. Motherfucker, you can't play loud music at 1:00 in the morning and let the neighbors know you having a party so we can know you getting ready to have a party. Like, the fuck? Like, you can't pay all time, all day. We used to have a neighbor. It was funny. He used to be over there partying, and people would ignore him, during the day. But one of my neighbors across the street, she was real churchy, and she loved the Lord. She's a church. She came out there and said, "You need to quit playing this music and stuff like this." It was back in the day when I was younger. My grandfather was be outside or looking at it. And he was like, and he was always drunk. And our neighborhood was real nice, so our neighborhood wasn't used to it. But we let her play his music and everything. Most of us liked him, but she got tired because she was gonna go to work. He out there playing his music out loud. He drunk. And so she's like, "You need to cut that music down." He's like, "Yeah, God, I'm going to play something you like. I'm going to play something that you like." Boy, all night long. My grandparents was up, cracking up. He was up there playing the Clark Sisters. I mean, the Hawkins family. I mean, talking about, "I'm laying from you like." I mean, he played gospel music all night. We was in tears. My grandparents over there laughing. My grandfather had to go over there and say, "Man, turn that music down." But people didn't like that in the neighborhood because they were used to. It wasn't that people didn't like the man and everything. It's just that, damn, have some respect. And so sometimes people live in certain places and energies that where they're not used to a certain way of life, and they don't want to change their way of life to a better way of life. So what you will have is people who live in some of these, come from these countries that are third world, and they want to bring third world vibes to America. Fuck that. And they know these banks, big banks, and these powers that be and elites know that shit. Okay, that's why some reason they opening up the borders because they want some shit to break down. That's what they really doing. Okay, so it's not that they want people to have freedom and a sense of life. And they know that these people are not ready to be American citizens and they haven't been vetted to be American citizens. Because even we got motherfuckers in America who ain't used to American way of American life, but they are Americans and we had to deal. We know how to deal with their ass. Okay, but third world is a whole fucking different thing. When you used to people who might kill a chicken in their front yard and do a sacrifice. No, that shit happens in certain countries. No, don't sit up here. It ain't racist to say that. That's some shit that really happens. But there are certain people in those countries where they do that. There are certain people who want to come to America or want to be Americans who like, I don't cut chickens in my yard. I don't do that no more. That's not what I don't want to do that. And so that's what the system of vetting people for. Now, we do understand the American system can be racist. We get that. But, and we understand that you could get third world, like you get communists. You can't have nobody coming over to America and you a communist. America is a capitalist society mostly. You can have communist ideas in America and share them. But America, for the most places, is a land of free markets. You know what I'm saying? But you can try to introduce certain things, but you cannot try to make America China. Okay. Most Americans ain't going for it. Yeah. So that's why I'm just trying to say you have to have the ideal sets. You know what I'm saying? And when you're Black American in this country, we're a little different because we are the consciousness of this country. To me, Black people tell America the temperature where it's sitting. That's why I think lots of Democrats try to attach on to Black people has their Black people's justice claim and use it for everybody else because they be trying to get certain things pushed, agendas pushed through whoever's running the Democrats right now. But Black people, illegal immigration is not one of those things we should be doing. We should be up here yelling for it. Listen, one of the things that illegal immigration has done, they used it instead of trying to deal with the situations that cause the Black gangs in America, that cause Black crime rates in impoverished neighborhoods. In every country who has impoverished neighborhoods have these issues. But instead of dealing with them, you know what a lot of some of these American systems did? Allowed foreign gangs, foreign entities to come over to help destroy the Black American gang, kill Black Americans in the street. Some innocent people got killed in some of the, and a lot of that stuff you saw in the late 80s and 90s, a lot of that was from foreign entities. But we got blamed for it. That a lot of that was from, you had gangs from third world countries coming in here dealing drugs. You had cartels. You had all kind of stuff. You had Black people coming from other countries, third world's much worse, or use it not, you know what I'm saying? These little street gangs, they wasn't used to using religion and criminal element and activity and mixing it all together. But you had people doing that kind of shit. You had people over here practicing to read all kind of shit. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So and that was one of the destructions they used to destroy the Black American gang. You gotta read it up. I'm just trying to tell y'all. So this is something we have to be we can't look at this with the Democrats just telling you what to do and they shut their ass up. Okay, this illegal immigration affects Black people too. Okay. And as if we don't got enough to deal with in this country, let alone us having to deal with foreign entities that hate us and set out to destroy us and set out to kill us when we're at our weakest points. The fuck, no, hell no. Okay. All right, so that's what I'll say to that. Okay, you guys, I'm going to end the show today on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Remember, you can hit me up on the Carlotta Chat With Show on Facebook. You can also hit me up on Carly's with an S _Galaxy on Instagram. And then there's a link for Threads there. And then there's also a C Chat With Show and Carlotta 72 on, what is it? on Twitter, on X. All right. You guys have a good one. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have another show. If we have another interesting topic come up, I'll try to have another show. I don't know if I have another one before the Maxwell cruise, but you guys wish me safe travels and fun on the Maxwell cruise. And I am remember Maxwell is having this thing where, okay, let me give y'all, it should be nice. Let me look so I can show y'all tell y'all what it is. Okay. Maxwell is having this thing right now he's doing. Let me see. You know, it has a Maxwell fan. I gotta share it. Okay, hold on. Where's that? Okay. Maxwell is having this thing where he's wanting you to oh shit, where's that? Okay. He's wanting you to, April the 2nd, 1996 is when Urban Hang Suite was born. I have a shirt. I have like 3 shirts that I made. There's 3 different shirts I made with Maxwell's, all the astrologies of all the album astrologies, the astrology of his album. I believe what Urban Hang Suite is an Aries. Makes perfect sense. It's an Aries, I believe. Yeah. So is that what that is? I think so. I think that's Aries, right? Yes. Okay, yes. Urban Hang Suite is an Aries, right? So, which it has a lot of Aries elements, a lot of fiery elements to Urban Hang Suite. Okay, it says a worker arrived without asking for attention. He's asking you to leave a message about, if you guys can see that, about what you felt about when you first heard Urban Hang Suite or whatever. It's 231-508-1996. Okay, if you're a Maxwell fan, you kind of see those numbers there. But yeah, so drop Maxwell a message and tell him how you feel about his first Aries baby. Urban Hang Suite. It definitely has elements of Aries, the sign Aries in it. I see so much of Aries in Urban Hang Suite. Okay. Yeah. So sexy, fiery, and what else? You know what? I need to do a whole chart on Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. I bet it would have all the elements in it because April 2nd, 1996. I mean, of course, it has a birth time, a time it came out or whatever. But yeah, definitely an Aries album. All right. So yeah, you can send Maxwell a message and tell him how you felt when you first heard Urban Hang Suite. As I said, I was not an Urban Hang Suite girl. I knew it. I saw it. I liked it. But, so I don't know. I feel unfair to do that message. I feel like, I said what I thought about Urban Hang Suite the other day. But, yeah, I feel like I'm an Embryo girl. But I love Urban Hang Suite. It's a great album. But I like it more now, I think, than I did back then. I mean, I liked him then. But I didn't really pay that much attention to Maxwell, the first album. I saw him. I remember, like I always tell you, I remember seeing him that night, seeing him on the Vibe thing. And that's what caught my attention. I was like, wow. Yeah, it was, and I sat down to listen to him. And I never will forget it because it was an interesting interview. But I wasn't, that's not really what got me. It was Embryo. My first purchase of a Maxwell album was Embryo. Definitely tell Maxwell what you thought about Urban Hang Suite. And I have to say, it's the video that all the videos always caught my attention. Maxwell does great videos, okay? He really does, all right? So that's that, y'all. I am out. Y'all have a good one. I'm going to leave y'all with, what we going to listen to? Chasing the Ducks? Shit, I don't know. Some of y'all be like, what are people saying? Carlotta, you don't be playing them. Y'all say, I know I don't leave y'all with that. I don't give y'all no good music on StreamYard. But we're going to leave out of here, y'all, with some of this electronic music. Y'all have a good one, okay? Let's leave out with Feeding the Ducks. I see you. That's got a good beat. Bye.